Hello, everybody. And good morning. Unless it's not morning, because you're in a different time zone, but it's morning for me, so. Terror streaming again. Yay. We'll wait a minute to get started. But we are doing Tower of Curved Descent first. So, I'll just... Yes, hello everybody. Hello Zero Complication. Hello Solar. Yeah, people are joining now. So we're starting with Tower of Curved Descent. In the practice place. I was doing a little bit of practice before. We'll start with floor 10, I guess. Well, I did practice 8 and 9, so now I'm doing 10. There's a good chance I could beat this today. Last week, I got a new PB of that jump there. So I'm very close to beating this. Then, I don't really know what else to do in this stream. If you have any ideas, you can let me know. But, I think I'll probably play Tower of Slipping and Sliding again. You know, that really bad challenging tower that I, for some reason, took it upon myself to try and complete. Hello, Brian. Okay, hardest jump of the floor. There we go. You know, I should do this jump probably with a better strat than that. Should I try? Yeah, I like that a lot better. Yeah. I think what always ends up happening, like, when I get here legit, is like, I don't know, I get super nervous and then go really slow and then start overthinking things. Such as, like, even though, you know, jumps I've practiced a bunch of times. So, yeah, anyways. Also, after the stream ends, I will be posting part 1 of Citadel of Pyramid Escapades. And you'll be happy to know I've fully edited and exported part 2 as well. The only thing I have left to do for part 2 is, like, dang it, is like make the thumbnail and type the description and stuff. Roro, you hate Terravastral Eclipse. My PB is 6 mid. Oh, I'm gonna play that eventually. Well, 2 soul crushings from now. I suppose if I win this, I could get started on the next tower I'm gonna grind, the next soul crushing, which would be Tower of Rough Endoplasmic Reticulum. I don't know, I'm probably just gonna want to all jump that, and that would be kind of boring in a stream. Like, you go to the practice place and all jump the entire thing, instead of just like how I keep warming up in these streams with like here to the end. Yeah, so let me do like floor 10 one more time, and then we'll hit 8 through 10, and then we'll go to the main game. Trying to beat this whole floor legit, and then hopefully 8 to the end legit. Well, okay, we're just gonna restart that. Roro, are you doing floor runs? Kind of. Yeah, pretty much. Well, not, but, I just crashed. Great, okay. Is this gonna be a recurring theme? Roro, rebeat Steeple of Aquatic Rallies to get prepared. Uh-oh, stream account launched from a different device. Guys, I've been hacked. No! Yeah, let's hope I don't get disconnect or crash like right before the wing pad. You know what? We're going to say I would have first tried floor 10, surely. So let's just do 8 to the end now. Which would be here. Yes. Haven't checked the new time lost area nor new mini tower area yet. I've never played any of those. Maybe I should, but like, kind of what's the point? They don't give any tower points. But it's nice to know they're there if I want to play any past areas. I mean, sometimes they do challenges there. Speaking of which, aren't monthly challenges, and then go back to doing monthly challenges instead of weekly. Or, yeah, it was weekly. Because that was the title of Death Eagle's stream. Which is probably where all the viewers of this stream are. It's fine. So 11 concurrent viewers. Go tell your friends to watch the stream. Even if they're not even actually watching it. If they're just playing it. Yeah, go do that. Now. By the way, I'm probably speaking really quietly. So let me turn this up a bit. Whoops, I knocked something over on my desk. There we go. My horrifically cluttered desk. Okay. Floor 9. Hopefully I can continue this. Well, I did 8 legit, so let's try to do here to the end legit, you know, so that way I'll have done 8 to the end legit. Hold on, what am I doing? This, there we go. Do I hate this tower? No, it's pretty good. I just have a skill issue. And I'm loop failing it so terribly. But I guess that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, it's not really... It's not like you loop fail a specific section until you finally pass it. It's loop failing the entire tower. I should be able to just complete it. Because it's not... Like, I've practiced it all so much. But yet, here we are. So, hopefully I can do floor 10 legit. There, I didn't miss that easy jump with those spinner kill bricks. Okay. I would have survived that in the real game, so we're just gonna count that, because I didn't die. It just means I have to do this again, but still try not to. Die. Or fall, you know. If floor 1 wasn't annoying, do you think you would have beaten this tower by now? Floor 1 is not the worst. It's like it's floor 4 with the stupid truss part. I mean, I've gotten more consistent at it now. But I don't know, it's always like something. I don't know. If I could easily pass floor 5, I'd probably just loop fail something else on floor like 6. I feel like that's kind of the reality of how that would go. Okay, we're coming up on the hardest jump of the floor. Let's hope I don't miss it. You have to get right on the edge and then wrap very carefully. Okay. Then I decided my strat for here is going to be something like that. There we go. And go right there. And go right there. Okay. The challenger's rework is peak. I will look at it. I guess I could play it. Or look at, like, after I do this tower. And Tower of Slipping and Sliding. Or you never know, one of the challenges might have something to do with Tower of Slipping and Sliding. There you go. Alright, that was 8 to the end legit, which I actually have not done before. I mean, I did fail that one jump here, but then I landed there, which I would have survived in the real game, so we're going to count that. So, Finally, I won't be able to be forced to doing the challenges weekly. Let's go investigate this weekly challenges thing. You guys may join me in Ring 9. What do you think of the weekly challenges getting reverted to monthly challenges again? I'll give my opinion shortly. I mean, is it exactly the same as it was before? I don't think it is. Also, again, I'm going to make the comment that it's quite comedic that I'm beating something in Ring 9 before anything in Ring 7 or 8. Okay, let's take a look. Challenges. Okay, yeah, it's not exactly the same. Because now I have 4 per difficulty. What they had before was... Well, they had 2 monthly... Well, originally, they had 1 beginner, 1 intermediate, 1 advanced, 1 psychologically unsafe. That refreshed every month. And I think 2 of them would always be beat the temporary tower in whatever area. Then they made it so that there were 1 of each of these difficulties per week, plus a challenge, plus like 2 monthly towers. Now they've made it so that there's 4 of each difficulty, and I guess probably, yeah, 1 or 2 of them per month is beat the new tower, as in the temporary tower. No, this one only seems to have that one, or I missed one. Beat the new... No, there's that one, yeah. New Steeple and Paradise Atoll. So, anyways, Toka time. Is there any chance this would satisfy any of these? Beat any remorseless Steeple, beat any remorseless Citadel. I just did cope. No. Reach floor 3 of TOEI, Tower of Externalizing Insanity. Beat the new remorseless in Zone 9. Oh, there's 3 new towers, apparently. Who knows? Okay, so that's pretty cool. Wouldn't really say it's any better or worse than the other one. But, you know, I guess if I'm ever... I guess what it does is, like, if I do a harder tower, then I'll have more likely to just coincidentally satisfy one of these, which isn't happening this time, but, you know... It could have, you know, if this were like a month ago when I was doing cope, then I would have just gotten the Beat a Remorseless Citadel for free, pretty much. Anyway, Toka time. Will I loop fail? Most definitely. Or I might just first try it, which would be really nice. Okay. I feel like I'm not warmed up for some reason, even though I've been practicing it for like 20 minutes now. Oh well. Maybe I just feel that way, because I haven't fallen yet. I did miss that shortcut, though. That's fine. It skips like 1 jump. What's your favorite soul-crushing tower? I mean, I almost want to say this one was my favorite, because the concept of it, of being curved, so if you fall anywhere, you lose everything, such as like that. This is where the loop failing begins. I think that's pretty cool. That doesn't mean this isn't rage-inducing at all, though. Oh boy. To have inevitable failure is the best. If you add supports to Toka, it'd probably hold up then. Does this prepare you for Tower of Astral Eclipse well? No idea. All I know is that I tried Tower of Astral Eclipse for like 3 minutes and failed a million times on like the first 10 jumps, so I have no idea. Dang it. Toka is my favorite soul crusher. Or about 3 streams ago. Bangs on keyboard or desk. Those two things can exist at the same time. They are not mutually exclusive. As you might say if you want to sound smart and use a term no one's ever heard. Actually, that one's not too bad. Might I tell you about the one time I did an assignment where it involved, like, reading this super long essay, like 10,000 words, actually. And it was written in, professional academic English with sarcastic air quotes over those, because what that really means is it was written nearly incomprehensibly with really weird sentence structures and obscure synonyms no one's ever heard, which apparently makes you sound smarter. No, I'm a trumpet player. The world revolves around me. Only I'm allowed to use obscure synonyms to sound smarter. Everyone else only is allowed to use them if I know what they mean. Yep. By the way, how long have I been grinding Toka for? Because you look pretty good at it. Since, like, January, but then I took, like, a 3-month break for some reason. Just goes to show funny school, because I did Tower of Inevitable Failure over Christmas break, so that took me, like, a week and a half. And now it's taken me the entire semester, almost. Then again, if I play consistently. Yeah, no, it doesn't, it's not, the effect of funny school is not, in fact, that much. I could see it stretching out a tower grind to, like, a month, if I'd, like, play it every day, but I've been trying to just, like, focus on this in streams, which is also part of the problem, because then I only play it once a week. That, or I should just, like, practice it in the practice place, like, it wouldn't even have to be that long, it could be, like, 20 minutes. Just, like, reviewing the last couple floors or something. So that way I'm still practiced up for the stream, instead of just practicing up, like, 20 minutes before in the stream I go and play it. So, who knows. Toka might get prepared for TOAE as both are really punishing. Ain't Tokov also tech spam, don't, right? What? What is Tokov? Tower of corners and vertexes? It's obviously that. Is your back as curved as Toka after playing this? Yes, my posture is horrible. Fun fact, I was going to build a tower called Tower of Horrible Posture one time. I built one jump and then never worked on it again. Why don't we play it later in the stream? It would take like 1 minute. I honestly think Roro will pick the blue path in TOAE. Come on. Okay. Because Roro and like the color is blue for this channel. Yes. Oh, right. I was wanting to practice that. Well, it didn't even cross my mind to practice it. Luckily, I did it fine. But of course, once I get consistent at that, which I now have now that I figured out the strat, then I become inconsistent at a different jump. And that different jump would be this one. Luckily, I did it first try today. So, all I gotta do is just not think about too much of the fact that if I miss anything from here on out, then I'm gonna have to redo those stupid jumps. And then probably fail, and then loop fail forever. Until I rage quit. So are you guys excited for Cope Part 1? Because I'm posting that after the stream ends. And it's very epic. I did say this earlier. But there were like 3 people on the stream at that point, so I'll say it again. I edited parts 1 and part 2, and they're all exported and uploaded, except for the thumbnails and description I need to do for part 2, but that's quick. What that means is you won't have to wait forever between part 1 and part 2. It'll be however long I please. Because it's already edited, so there's no... I didn't have time to edit it. As far as when I'll post part 2, when was the last time I did a part 2, part 1 video? For SMToH, I know it was Tower of Guided Trials, which I did, I think it was just 2 Saturdays or 2 Wednesdays in a row during the summer, so it didn't really matter which day of the week. Yeah, I'll probably do 2 Saturdays in a row, so this week and next week I'll do part 1 and part 2 of Cope. Which, if you don't know what Cope is, it's Citadel Pyramid Escapades in Zone 8, which I did in a stream a month ago. Guys, let's start a Time Lost Tempest chain. Time Lost Tempest. This floor has a less punishment. Oh, you deleted that message. Okay. If we were, I won't do floor 8 to floor 10 legit for the 400th time. I only actually managed to do that one time a few minutes ago in the practice place. I'd always end up failing, and I'm like, I don't feel like redoing all this again in the practice place. Right, so this floor is less punishing, but it begins with some scary wraparounds that are very punishing, because if you miss them, you lose everything. There, okay. Then I get to a bit of a safety netted part, which is nice. So, make sure I time this right. Didn't fully like that. It's fine though. Your voice is so calm, I can barely hear it. Okay, maybe I should speak louder and or turn up the microphone. I don't know, I'm putting the microphone thingy on a bit too high. Hopefully this is good. I hate when I put it on too high, and then it's just like, you can hear the clippage, like the whole video, which I have done a couple times before. So now I generally set it low, and then just turn it up when I edit it. But while that doesn't quite translate over to live streams, does it? I'll just maybe speak louder. Such as sound effects. Okay, we're coming up on the hardest jump of this floor. Not this one, but the next one. Because this one's just annoying because I always hit my head constantly, and then I have to redo a whole bunch of stuff because that happens every time. Which means I have to do all the scary conveyor launches again. Read Citadel of Infinite Void for your next video. Great idea. Did I like TONR? What was TONR? Oh, no return. Right, I did, yeah, last week I did a little bit of that and a little bit of Tower of Nothing New. Which one was Tower of Nothing New and which was Tower of No Return? No Return was the Climb a Mountain one, I think, right? Ooh, I didn't quite like the timing there. That was scary. I think No Return was the mountain one, which, yeah, I did like that one. That will probably be the next, like, Remorseless I try to do. You know, actually, I just had an idea. What if I grind soul crushings in videos / not streams, basically, so that I can more consistently play them. There we go. And I do like remorselesses in live streams. Oh my gosh, no! Why didn't I time that right? Why did I just do that? Oh, great. Just great. I had finally gotten far in the tower after 8 minutes, and now I just lost everything. This is great. Just great. Play with inverted colors because you fell. How do I do that? In settings, Roro 1 is ring 5 revamp. Settings, accessibility, color filters. Is it this settings? No. It's at the bottom? Huh. Windows settings. You guys wouldn't even be able to see that, though. It would look the same. I think. Because that's just my screen. Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. I would think it would look the same, because it's just showing what I'm seeing. And I fell again. Of course I did. Yeah, this... Oh, boy. Should I go take a break and play Tower of Slipping and Sliding? And rage at that? Then come back? And I fell. Of course I did. I hate that jump. That's like the worst jump ever. There we go. Okay. Roro play Tower of inverted colors with invert display colors. There we go. I did that funny truss. Well, it's not as funny as the other ones on floor 4. But, you know. I tend to do better at this when I'm, like, talking about something instead of just not. So let's pull up something from things to talk about while live streaming. Where is it? Have I not added anything to this lately? I don't think I have. Things to talk about while live streaming. Some of these I don't want to do right now because I want to edit them in a video, and this probably won't end up in a video. Except for, like, the winning part of this. Let's do... Okay, doing, like, 50 assignments on the same book. Okay. So I remember virtual school. Yeah, that was interesting. So, in English class, we were reading this one book that I won't say what it is so as to not dox my current grade by you knowing what grade you read that book is. So let's say it was name any book ever. Yeah, that way I will refer to it as something. This is going to be a dumb question, but are you streaming at 1 p.m.? I probably won't be streaming until then. That's like the latest I will be streaming because I got something to do like an hour after that. So probably not. By the way, I did see the time zone you said, Central Daylight Time, right? Yeah. Oh boy, did I just crash again? No, I just can't Alt-Tab apparently. I thought it didn't work because I crashed. Okay, well, let's say this book was... Hold on, let me do this trust jump. Okay, close. That's fine, though. Why can I not think of any book ever? Let's say it was the Odyssey. That super ancient poem thing. Which I think you do read at some point. But I didn't. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, let's say it was the Odyssey. Yeah. So again, this was during virtual school, so that was weird enough as is. Yeah, but then, like, the teacher, like, quit, or, like, went to a different school, even though it was virtual school, so how does that even work? I don't know. So then someone else came in to be the teacher, but then they quit, like, a month later, too. I don't even know why that time. They just, like, disappeared. So then a different teacher, like, stepped in and this was in, like, the last month of school. So, in all that, we did, like, 50 assignments on the same book. The one that wasn't the Odyssey, but was something else. And I'm like, why? I was doing good, and then I failed that jump. Study biology before doing TORER. I did already. Though I forgot most of it. Bruh. I could just read all my biology notes. Because I still have my notebook. Just in my room somewhere. How about I tell some stories from biology class? Okay. Sure. But surely I wasn't the only one who did, like, 50 cell projects. Kind of like how I did 50 assignments on the same book. Oh, and might I add, all these 50 assignments on the same book were, like, generic templates, like, body biographies. You know, that thing where you, like, come on. It's like a picture of a Robloxian, and then you point to, like, the hand and say something symbolic of a hand that they did or something, and, like, their head and what they think of things like that. And I'm like, why was this just taken off I don't feel like making an assignment .loseyouraccount.scams? Anyways, back to biology class. We did, like, 50 cell projects. This was not as bad, though, because they were actually fun assignments. One of them, you make a cake. A cell cake. I have a picture of it. If this ends up in the video, which it probably won't, here's a picture. Then we learned about the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Oh yeah, that was on the cell cake. Probably. I don't remember what it was. Or if, like, I don't know, did we have to include every organelle, or just, like, some of them? I think we had to include all of them. I don't know, though. There we go. What else did we do? We did, like, a analogy thingy. You, like, draw something that is, and then say, this thing represents this part of a cell. Like, which organelles or something. I think there's one more, but I don't remember what it is. Okay, so maybe it was more like 3 assignments. But, anyways. No. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as doing 50 assignments on the same book. What else do I remember from biology class? That's kind of all I remember that's interesting to tell a story of. Unless I think of more. I don't know, it was kind of a long time ago. Although, no, I just crashed again. Dang it. As soon as the game froze, I knew I was in for it crashing. So, great. Why are you crashing? And why is the clock going off? This is making me want to commit assorted war crimes, and 19 people are watching. That makes me feel better. Cell division. Why'd you crash? I don't know. It did that earlier, and I joined the practice place incorrectly. Tower of crashing all the time. Toka. Was I that far into the tower? Not really. Why am I in world 2? Come on. Come on. There we go. Mr. Roach is the final rap of Toka. He says, one last thing. I have finally ascended through the curve. I'll probably not remember to say that. Okay, trying to think of more biology class stories. Yeah, I mean, it was just like a normal class. But there was also a biology class prior to this one. Never mind. I just think if I tell too many details of that, I'll probably dox myself, so never mind. I don't remember much from that one either. I will have you know. Well, then how about another Academy anecdote? Hold on. There you go. Anything from... Oh, wait, okay. This one isn't an Academy anecdote, but... it's still something funny anyway. What? How did I, like, almost save that, but then didn't? Okay. You ever go to, like, Chick-fil-A or something, and then... you see the person working there, like, goes to your school, but you've never talked to them, but you recognize them, and you're sure they recognize you, and then you just have to both awkwardly pretend you don't know each other. I don't mean, like, you sort of know each other. You've never seen or never talked to them, but you know they exist. So... yeah. Odd ones out, reference no way. I know. I love obscure synonyms, because remember, the world revolves around me, so that means I'm allowed to use obscure synonyms to sound smarter, but no one else is, because it makes my life more difficult when people do that. Okay, well, that was a very quick things to talk about while live streaming. Okay, yeah, that's all I'll do with that for now. Unless I think of more Academy anecdotes, which hopefully I will, but so far I've not been thinking of any good ones. Actually, everyone type a grade in the chat. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'll tell you a story from then. If I can think of one, which hopefully I can. Oh, hey, we're back to where I crashed a few minutes ago. There's the buttons. Let's see, grade 15, grade 8, grade 12, 7, collage, 943. Let's go grade 8. With 8th grade funny history, as I retroactively call it. Well, wait, what is that word for when you call something now, but you didn't call it that during that actual time? It's like retronym, I think, something like that. Yeah, that was a very terrible experience, that history class. World History to 1500 was the class. I can't quite remember if I've complained about this before, but, well, okay. If not, I guess I'm complaining about it again. So, you know, well, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have, but we'll just... Okay, so the person who was the teacher, like, quit after, like, a week of school. I don't know what was up with that. So then someone else, like, stepped in, and then the class was, like, so terrible from there. Because, do you know what guided notes are? If not, that's where you have your own device, and you're looking at a Google Slides, which have all the notes, but there's, like, blanks. So you're supposed to look at the front of the classroom to the one projected, which has the notes with the blanks, like, filled in. So then, as the teacher is teaching it, you, like, fill it in on your own screen. Sometimes it's done with paper instead of Chromebooks, but, well, yeah, we use Chromebooks at the school. Or, well, most people did. Anyways, you could do it on paper too, but, okay. The point of that is so that you actually pay attention. But, well, how about instead of looking at the front of the classroom with a teacher teaching the lesson, you just look on another tab on your own device at the filled-in notes, and then you just flip between the tabs, and you don't even really have to read it at all. And then you definitely don't learn anything. Yeah, that's pretty much what every day in this class was, and I learned nothing. Usually the Google Slides would have, like, one assignment at the end. Sometimes they'd be really long, and sometimes they'd be, like, 1 minute. And so, one time, it was super long, and so I had to work on it, like, during the whole school day. Then I didn't have time to review the thing that ended up being the bonus question on my math test that same day, and I got the bonus question wrong. Can't believe I only got a 100 on that test. Yeah, it wasn't that. Okay. Is that all from that class tonight? Yeah, so I learned, like, nothing. I can maybe tell you, like, 3 things about world history prior to 1500. And maybe 2 of those were a refresher in 9th grade history of what I should have learned from before. Do I like geography? Yes. I want to do that city quiz thing in a stream, you know, where you name as many cities as you can. There's, like, a worldwide one and a Europe one, a United States one. I want to do the United States one on a stream, but then it would leak my home state by me knowing, like, 60 more cities there than anywhere else. So I'm taking it upon myself to learn a million cities in, like, every state before I do that. Roro, people in Ring 9 say I'm... What? What's with these double wins? Interesting. You memorized every capital? I do know all the state capitals. Let's see if I can recite them all now, after I do this part. Well, maybe I should focus a bit more now that I'm far into this tower. Yeah, when I fall back to floor 1, I'll recite all the capital cities, all the state capitals. Ooh. Great. Just great. Now I have to do this again. No, I almost hit the teleporter. Well, that's just great. Okay. Well, all the capital cities then. Okay. Capital of Alabama is Montgomery. Capital of Alaska is Juneau. Arizona capital is Phoenix. Arizona, Arkansas. Capital's Little Rock. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Sacramento, Colorado, Denver, Connecticut, Hartford. What's the next state? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Dover, Florida, Tallahassee. Or is it Jacksonville? I think it's Tallahassee. Great. Florida capital. Yes, it's Tallahassee. Okay. Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Hawaii, Honolulu, Idaho, Boise, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Springfield, Indiana, Indianapolis, Iowa, Des Moines, Kansas, Topeka, Kentucky, Frankfurt. I think it's Frankfurt. I'll check in a second after I do the spinner. Capital of Kentucky. Yes, Frankfurt. Okay. Was Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Alaska, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Maine, Augusta, Maryland, Annapolis. I'm forgetting the what? Okay, what? I keep forgetting the order. Well, it's easier to sing that state song from 4th grade that I still remember exactly how it goes, which is nice because now I remember all the states. But what's after Maryland? Massachusetts, right now. That was Boston, Michigan, Lansing, Minnesota, Madison. Wait, no, that's Wisconsin. Uh-oh. Is it St. Paul or is it Minneapolis? It's St. Paul. Okay. Roro, you deleted the home tab in Roblox Studio. Uh-oh. Did I? Yes, I got all these. Okay. Come on. What did I just say? Where was I? Minnesota. Mississippi, Jackson. Missouri, Jefferson City. Montana, Helena. Wait. What? Michigan, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, not Omaha, Lincoln. Come on. Nebraska, Nevada, Carson City. No, wait. Yes, Carson City. Why do I keep second guessing myself? These are all right. Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, Hartford, New Jersey, Trenton, New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Albany, North Carolina. Is it Raleigh? I think it's Raleigh. Yeah. North Carolina, North Dakota, Bismarck, Ohio, Columbus, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Oregon, Salem, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. The hardest thing about this is remembering what the next state is alphabetically. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, that's Providence, South Carolina. Everyone thinks it's going to be Charleston, but it's not. It's Columbia, not to be confused with Columbus, the capital of Ohio. South Dakota is Pierre. Tennessee. Nashville, or is it Memphis? I'm pretty sure it's Nashville, but let's check. Tennessee capital. Nashville, yes. Texas, Austin. Not any of the other, 4 huge cities there. Tennessee, Texas, Utah. That would be Salt Lake City. Vermont. Montpelier. Almost done. Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia. That's Richmond. I've received a text message that I'm not going to read. What's after Virginia? Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, Olympia. Oh, someone just fell. West Virginia is Charleston. Wisconsin is Madison. Wyoming is Cheyenne. Now, please don't miss that stupid jump. All right. Just in time of naming all the states, or all the state capitals. Roro, help, your chat is geography now. Sorry, I wasn't reading it. I was too locked into naming the state capitals, which the hardest thing is remembering the order the states are alphabetically. I'll read the chat again in a second. Let me just do this. Or you should make an Etoclips channel on your server. Do you know the capital of Micronesia? I don't know that one. Wait. Is Micronesia isn't a country? Isn't it a region? There's the Federated States of Micronesia, which I have no idea what the capital is. At the moment, the main things I'm trying to learn are a bunch of cities in US states so that I can do cityquiz.io in a stream without doxing myself. And also learning all the countries of Africa, because I was really bad at that, but now I learned like half of them yesterday. Yeah, then I'll try to learn probably all the capitals in Africa, and then maybe the flags. I know the Europe flags, I learned all those. So actually I'm better at Europe in flags than I am in US states. Am I gonna build COLL today? Did I say 3 L's? I don't know. This should be 2. Probably not. Cause I want to play it or build it in a stream, which I've done. Just the stream viewership always goes down so much whenever I do that. Me when South Africa has 3 capitals. What are they? Isn't it the 3 big cities you've heard of? Like Johannesburg and Cape Town, and then the other one that I don't remember. I failed, of course I did. I love this game so much. Probably gonna rage quit soon, I don't know. Oh, and none of them are Johannesburg. Right, I think I remember that. Why? It's so annoying when the obvious city isn't the capital. You know, the one everyone's heard of. It's always so nice when the largest city is also the capital. Yeah, let's go do Tower of Slipping and Sliding. I'm loop failing too much. Okay. Let's see. Let me list as many political entities that I can think of, as in states, countries, etc., where the capital is the largest city. Serbia, Of course. Wyoming. I guess I'll say what the capital is. The capital of Serbia is Belgrade. Capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne. Capital of Massachusetts is Boston. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, over here. Okay, let's play this terrible tower. France, the capital is Paris, which is the big obvious one everyone's heard of. I think. I feel like if I say one of these wrong, everyone's gonna make fun of me. I think those are all correct, though. Or you should turn this chat into a political debate. Then I'll get demonetized forever, because controversial issues, apparently. By the way, I see that, and I'm choosing to ignore it. Let's see, let's have a debate of should all the states and countries and stuff change their capital to be their most populous city if it's not already. Oh, so now it goes across the whole way. I see. No, come back. Yes, that is the topic of this debate. Should they all change to fit because the world revolves around me, so they should make them all be what makes it easiest to memorize by making it the big obvious city for all of them. You know, because it's very useful to memorize every city ever. Yes, but that won't be doable because all the cultural significance is the current capital. I see. But, like, when have you ever even heard of the fact that Charleston isn't the capital of South Carolina? Who's even heard of Columbia? Maybe that's a bit mean, sorry. I don't know. Check out Tawumt in Ashton Tower Works if you're playing viewer suggested towers in the stream. Pronounce Kiribati. You will definitely mispronounce it. Yes, I love completely nonsensical pronunciations. It's not Kiribati, it's Kiribati. Yup. Just like how that's pronounced fish. Okay. Alright, I'm on floor 2. Maybe I should commentate the tower now. Sure. Have you checked the new Roblox Studio update? If not, check Discord. Oh. Why is it more color? Well, actually, it's not. I think it has slightly more color than before. Okay, that's nice. But why is it rounder? Why is everything always becoming rounder? It looks so bad. Like when YouTube updated YouTube Studio. The UI, you know, because they update the UI constantly for some reason. And then they just full sent it with the make everything colorless and more round. Like before, you know, the like upload video button. Well, somewhere in like many buttons you'd see in the process of uploading and scheduling video and stuff. It was just like blue text. Now it's white, and now it's a rounded rectangle. And it looks so bad. And they tried to do that with, like, community posts at a different time. And then they reverted it, which was nice. So I was hoping they would do that again, but they didn't. So, oh well. Okay, I saved it somehow. No, like, they made it so that, like, all the answer choices on polls and quizzes, those were rounded rectangles too. I'm like, what is up with this? They reverted that one, luckily, after, like, a day. Somehow landed that. Okay. Oh, wait, let me not stick around on that spinning truss, because it... Roro, I don't think this is Toka. Why am I doing... What should I title this? Playing Bad Tower Live. Great thumbnail. Or great... Are people more likely to click on that than they are to click on playing Tower of Slipping and Sliding Live? Quite possibly. Let me find the new thumbnail, which I made previously. There. Okay. Playing Bad Tower Live. We'll change it back to Toka 1. Don't physics me, game. Okay. Why do early spatial system towers have random jank gameplay jump scares? Exactly, like the intense difficulty outside that's on this tower for some reason on floor 8. Why does that need to exist? Which, big shocker, that's my PB at the moment. Although I did an insane wall hop save last week when I was playing this. Why does that random floating yellow thing? What is this? Who knows? Okay, great. Gotta press all the buttons now. Did I get them all? No. I didn't get that. I got one of them. There's one. There's not the red one. Come on now. Nope. Nope, still didn't get it. Come on. Wait, how have I been playing this 7 minutes? It has not felt that long. Okay. Okay, then I'm just gonna get on the spinner, because that's way easier than trying to avoid the spinner while jumping up those 4x4s. Hello, not the real YT. Bro, where are you doing playing Citadel of Infinite Pain and Icy Adventures? Oh yeah, this thing. The Plinko. I'm going to try to get it to the green one, because that's the one I've done the last times. There we go. The previous times I've gotten here. Of which there are 2. And of course I lose everything if I fall. No pressure. Just don't like... I'm going to try not to walk against walls, which is exactly what I'm doing. Because sometimes that'll suddenly make you walk really fast. Under certain circumstances. Okay, and then I have the high jump part. Wait for it to give me all the high jump, because it gives it gradually sometimes. And I have 17 minutes to do like 5 jumps, so I'm not concerned about the timer. Okay, and then confirm I no longer have the high jump, which I don't. Jump to there. Oh, right. Gotta do that to hit the button, then make my way back. Which is easy. There we go. This is peak gameplay design. TOSAS is the best tower ever. Yeah. What if this is a reference to, Wait, never mind. It couldn't be. Never mind. Well, I'll still make that thought anyway. Okay, what if this is a reference to a song and an honor band that I didn't actually play, but it was in the folder, we just never played it, and now it's just on my music stand next to me for no reason, because I'm too lazy to move it to the pile of old music in my room, called Sol y Sombra, Spanish or Vanish. That means sun and shadow. Sun and shadow. Sol y Sombra. I know that makes no sense. You can make fun of that making no sense in the comments. Or, they're like Undertale. I've never played it, but I've heard it's very good. So, yes. Scary. And also the music is good. Wasn't everything made by one person? Like, the whole game and all the music? That's pretty cool. Oh, yes, this is peak gameplay right here, where there's a 0.99 transparency ladder over there you're supposed to jump to. That's what I call good gameplay. Oh yeah, here, and then here. And then this part, just don't overthink it, like I did, and then failed there before. Pope Francis played Undertale before me. Okay, here's a comedically unfortunate timing. Okay, so for Spanish class, we were supposed to, like, write, like a 3-paragraph biography of someone currently living in Spanish. Because we learned the past tense, so we were supposed to do that, and they were someone from a Spanish-speaking country or with Spanish heritage who was also currently living. So I did the Pope, and then he died during the assignment, like during the 3 days we were doing that. I was still able to do, like, I didn't have to change the person, but that is still a comedically unfortunate timing. And also I did that wrong. Quick. There we go. But yes, may Pope Francis rest in peace. But the point of the person being still alive is that you can also use present tense to say, like, what they currently do. Which I still did work that in to use the present tense anyway. So, yeah. Okay, now, hold on. Pay close attention to that weird thing that launches you, because that will be important on the outside later. You know, the intense difficulty spike outside. As that's where my PB is, on a jump where it does that. This is what I call peak gameplay. Right, and then there's this maze thing. Not too bad. Come on. No, come back. Come back. Why did it stop? Come back. No. That's so annoying. I am sending it the right way, I think. You're insane skill level and you're struggling on a challenging. Well, I haven't fallen yet. And also, this is like the worst challenging in the game. Come on. Am I even doing this right? I see the space underneath. So yes. I must be. There we go. Now just make sure it doesn't do that. Okay, there. No. Go like that. There. It shouldn't be able to. There we go. There's the button. Okay. And if I fall to below this point, I won't have to do that again. So that's nice. I'm in progress. Anyways, keep on your toes. There's barely any solid ground on this floor. As in, things are like tilting platforms and stuff, such as that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then that's spinning. These things, I think, turn, yeah. Oh, those spin as well. And then it's normal after that, luckily, because, well, I can't see anything because it's neon white. There we go. Tread lightly. Some of these platforms don't really exist, but you have the tools needed to find out which. Think I just got the rarest ring collect. Could be wrong. What's more likely to get verified, TOSAS or MIT? What is MIT? Is that some sort of neat? Alright, and then this is the camera trick simulator. Imagine Roblox patches this. What are we even going to do? I have to re-script it to work like that, which is extremely complicated because camera things are so weird. Yes, but the worst type of Roblox update that makes obbies, like, that breaks obbies in some way, is the ones that are super specific and only affect obbies. The best example being the weird camera thing when you hold right click as you're in shift lock and then go out of shift lock and then it makes you go out of camera move mode. Terrible. And that only affects obby games, so they're never going to fix it. Anyways, okay. Time for the difficulty spike outside. This is what I call peak gameplay. Okay. Okay, now what I need to do is get on the edge here. Go like this. Actually, no, hold on. I should be able to turn like that. Yeah. And then I'm going to press D, run across, and then stop pressing D once I reach there. That way I stop, like I hit the brakes when I hit that normal part. Then very carefully get to the edge of here. The ice could be weird, so I got to be careful of that. Then go underneath here. Probably first person is best while holding W and D and space to get underneath here. Then kind of just hope it doesn't fling me. There we go. Okay. Then don't go sideways on this because I'll slide down very quickly. Yeah, I was about to do that like intentionally, but controlled, but then I realized, yeah, no, that ain't happening. I'm not going to be able to control erratic ice movement. Okay, yeah, I was contemplating how to do that jump. Okay. Careful, careful. There we go. More ice parts. Okay, hold on. We're coming up on the launcher thing. Yeah, right. That's my PB there. Bro, MIT is misplaced in time. Misplaced in time is a low tier 20, which is nil difficulty. Okay. I knew it wasn't. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Ugh. I didn't like that. It tried to knock me off. Did you see that? Just keep holding against the edge. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is it's going to launch me. Then I'm going to turn 90 degrees with shift lock, pressing W and A to stick against the wall, and then make sure I keep holding forward to go onto that truss. That's the plan. There we go. See, now that I just know to expect it, that wasn't that hard. But now I'm sight reading again. Okay, that's probably a launcher again, but it seems to have brakes. You know, a regular part at the end to stop me. So, I'll probably just want to keep holding There. Okay. I held W and A. Then carefully get back onto the regular part. It's going to do something weird. Yeah, see? Trying to, like, jump me like that. Or, like, suddenly make me start moving. Again, we're sight reading here. So just take it slow and steady. Oh, and so much for beating this in under 20 minutes. Actually, it is marked at... This says 20 minutes long. So, actually, I have 30 minutes to beat it. To beat it in the normal time. Duh. Okay, let me try turning around with shift lock. Shift lock. I did pronounce the F, I think. Come on, come on, come on. Turn around, jump to there, jump up. Am I almost done? I think I'm almost done. What does that say? Let me go ahead and read it. If you can read this, you're about to face a big threat. Great. I doubt you can do it alone, so I placed a few machines nearby to help you. One of them can generate a heat wave to melt ice for a small period of time, and the other can counteract the threat's gravity magnifying powers. The rest is up to you. Good luck. 1928. Okay, I don't need to jump at the end of this. Oh boy. Is this a safety net? It's low jump, not no jump, but it does not appear that this is a safety net. Great. This tower should be soul crushing. You know, what if I just sit here for 10,000 seconds so that I can get my jump back? How long is 10,000 seconds? Is that like 3 hours? Yeah, 166 minutes, so 2 hours, 46 minutes. Yes, definitely a wise thing to do. But can I not move that along there? Apparently, no, wait, that's just to get out. Okay, so I can't jump. Well, I can barely jump. So I can hold jump to sort of hit the brakes a little bit. I think this is pretty much a keep an eye on my health type thing. Oh, is that a push box button? Apparently. Okay, let me just sit here in the safe spot for a minute. I can probably fall through this gap, so let me be aware of that too. Okay, we're back up to full. Heatwaveinator 1928. Oh, is that a reference to the... Is the point of that, I guess, to move the push box along? Probably. I'm still in good health, so not too concerned about that at the moment. Worst case scenario, just make a run for it. Yeah, no, I got plenty of time. There, that wasn't so bad. Oh, I got another one of these. Okay, I probably have several of these, actually. Oh boy, there's more thingies. Right, no, that's... Wait, what did that do? Oh boy, this could be bad. This could be bad. Okay, there. I found safety. Read chat and heal for a minute. After confirming I'm actually not getting hit by turrets, which I'm not. Or you're going to beat Tower of Double Trouble in your server? Okay, I'll probably leave the chat closed. But let me know when you do, and I will congratulate you. Hopefully I don't not look at the stream chat forever. You know what? Why don't I spectate you while, Hold on, is this where you are? Yeah, you seem to be the only one here. Well, I mean, that's the halfway point, but good luck. And keep an eye up here to make sure I'm not taking damage for some reason. There we go. Okay, so that's the heat wave thingy. I need the push box spawn button. How do I get that? Well, where is it? Oh, wait, no, there is. It's just that button just activates that. So then what's the point of the heat wave thingy? Who knows? Then be careful not to fall. Okay, there. Maybe it's just so I can go faster, even though I don't really know. But, well, we're just going to make a run for it while not dying. Oh, boy. Okay. Gravity Reductioninator 192800. To avoid taking hits, or try to avoid taking hits here. The blasts are much more deadly now. And I crashed. No. Why? Why did that happen? Very annoying. Well, whatever. Let's go back. Good new progress, I guess. You're gonna try to request a teleport in the SMToH Discord? Nah, it's not really worth doing that. Besides, then I'd have questions of, was that really legit, even though it was? And they say they're probably not going to do that, so it's fine. And I crashed again. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. If Roblox is just gonna have any chance of doing that, it seems unwise. If it's just gonna crash again, like it's been doing that all day. 600 ring select. That's cool. What is it? No towers, or have they just not loaded in? No, I think it's no towers. Nice. I'll get a screenshot if I can hit print screen. There we go. Screenshot to remember it, and then never look at it again. Cool. Is your Roblox good? I don't know. It just does this sometimes. This isn't the first time this has happened. It might be wise to just go play some COLL or build some COLL. Yeah, let me put the description back. Oh, Roblox just crashed again. Okay. Yeah, it's COLL time. Surely Roblox Studio doesn't crash. And also if it does, it auto-saves, sort of. It's kind of weird exactly how, but if it crashes, I don't lose stuff, so. Nice. Is your Roblox good? Nice spelling. It was intentional. Boblox is better. We love satiric misspellings, such as playing Bad Tower live. That was a satiric misspelling. Okay, we're doing building COLL live. How long have I been streaming? Not even an hour and a half. That's surprising, actually. Normally, by the time I ask that, it's been like 3 hours. Let me get the SMToH game link. Okay, there. The stream details are uploaded now, or updated now. So let me change OBS now. Hold on. Hold on. Roblox Studio. There we go. Okay. Now you guys can see what I'm doing. Yay! Introducing comments. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that. No. But up here it says, click the add comment button or press C, then leave anywhere in the 3D workspace to leave a comment for your. Got it. Okay, so I haven't worked on this since like last week. So, okay. As a refresher of what happens on this 3rd floor, it is that it begins a slow damage part. You take 1 health point of damage per second, with heal parts like this scattered throughout. I will need to change the color of that so you can actually see it. And you don't out-heal it, because what's going on is the regen rate is a negative number. That's how I did that. So, yeah. But if you can heal to full by using the heal parts. Okay, you can read it a little bit with the desaturation. I'll still turn the neon down a little bit. Are you canonically running out of oxygen? Well, no. I could make it be that. Hold on, let me read the read out my plan for this floor. I read this like last time. Okay, hold on. There's a full safety net at the bottom of floor 3. During this entire floor, you'll slowly take damage, which comes from a comment on the community post I made asking for floor ideas for COLL, which can be achieved with a custom client object. But there will be some heal parts throughout the floor that you can use. At the end of the floor, you're... Okay, I won't spoil the end of the floor yet, so that's all I'll read. Yeah, so I kind of just need to continue this gameplay style while keeping in mind you're taking damage, so I shouldn't include, like, complex puzzles. Oh, also, I should probably fix some shortcuts. Yeah, hold on. Is Brian still in the stream? He might be. I think you are. Yeah, you are. You have beta stuff off, right? Yeah, let me... Hold on, someone said how to fix that. Well, disable it, I guess. Enable the preview of next-gen Studio Core. Introducing system menus, new categorization, and look and feel of the top toolbar. Upcoming customization features. It would appear I have that off, so yay. What am I doing? Right, fixing shortcuts. Okay. Had to think about that for a second. Okay. We'll start with these shortcuts that were reported. One of them recorded. I hate the revamped Studio UI. Okay, shortcut number 1 was... Well, these aren't in any... Well, these are in the order Brian sent them in, so that's how we're numbering them. But then if we count... Well, it's that you can jump from there to there, apparently. Which, you know, maybe is a little tricky, but it should... Yeah, that... If I'd have lined that up better, I could have made that. I mean, I'm gonna fix it anyway, because it's close enough that I want to fix it. Oh, there. Okay, I just confirmed it is indeed a shortcut. So, easiest way to fix it? Don't really want to put an invisible wall, because that's... Then you'd be able to go on top of it. It's probably just take this, both of these parts, and then just move them over here. The weight should still be even, so it shouldn't spin around weirdly because of that. Does it? It does not. There. Okay. Well, only thing is now you don't actually have to spin it over, so actually never mind. Well, I guess it's fine, because you still have to... It still uses the spinning mechanic, because you can't just, like, stand on it forever. Or maybe I could, like, rotate the whole panel 90 degrees. Let me try that. If I go like this, oh boy. No, because then this has to be, like, on the slanted wall, which is just going to be weird, so. I think... Okay, apparently I have to do this again. I think this is probably the best solution we have. Okay. Next, we have a shortcut from here to here. Okay. Easy. Let's see. What options have we? I'm gonna do this. So you can jump. Well, first let me test the shortcut, confirm it's real. Not that I doubt that it is, but also to see exactly how it works. You know, how close is it? That one's like, yeah, that's like barely possible. So if I put a shadow block a little bit higher, you shouldn't be able to jump to it. What did I just do? Come back, and now die. Okay, now I will take an invisible part. Well, just go like that and then go 0.05. like that. And then I will make these semi-transparent also, because otherwise it's not really clear where that is. Like I'll just do like a freebie one. So I need to take the color. Well, the color is just really black. 0, 0, 0. And smooth plastic. Where's that? There it is. And scroll down. Why is that so tiny? The properties. And go smooth, 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 smooth. Yes, I know there's like plugins that make it so you don't have to do that, but just work with me here. I don't feel like downloading it. 0.6 is the transparency. So now select those and go like that. There. So now, if you get any funny ideas that shouldn't be possible, let's see. Ways it could be possible, or if you're able to go into climbing animation there, you could maybe high jump. High jump off here. Yeah, I think that seems like that'll still be possible. Luckily, it's an easy fix now. Because I can just move that up. And then let's also go like 0.5. Let's go like that. There. And then I kind of want to make that fully transparent. Because otherwise it just looks like there's too much stuff going on over there. Lag high jump, not too concerned about that. But it does kind of skip a lot if you lag high jump it. But it's still quite risky. Other things you could possibly do are maybe wrap around that and go into climbing animation there. I think at that point it might be, yeah, I'm not even sure that's possible. If it is, I think it's hard enough that it's harder than doing the intended route. So fine. But what all does that skip? Well, it skips going over here during this shadow part. And then, hold on, there's this push box thing where he reported another shortcut. Which is, okay, well, first I'm going to show you the intended route. You have to press that so that that thing appears, which catches the panel. Then you can go like this, and then you want to go like this. There we go. Then spin it back. The shortcut is that you... Where's the reset button? There it is. The shortcut is that you can just move this around here. So I'm gonna need to fix that, but I think it does the panel never gets caught on that. I don't think, right? Wait, does it? What is it getting caught on here? Oh, it's the shadow blocks hitting that. Okay. But where is that? Over here. Okay. So let's see. What can I do that you couldn't get the push box around it, and it also doesn't catch the moving the spinner? Maybe I could just make that a push box destroyer. That's probably the easiest thing to do instead of trying to make that work. But that is introducing a new client object, which I'm wanting to only use a select few client objects during this first part. But I think it's fine. Which one was the push box destroyer? It's this one, right? Yeah. But then how do I want to mark it? Like, what do I want the push box destroyer to be? Normally I make them like a salmon colored smooth plastic. But usually it's also pretty obvious that they're push box destroyers because it's like a pretty basic push box section. Let's see, what if I take this and then go and then make it plastic and then make it 0 transparency and then, well, apparently I can't make it studs. Yeah, I could just make it the salmon color, and then I'll just put, like, text pushbox destroyer on here. Well, surface GUI. That'll be fine. Text label. Size. Where's size? 1010. Text pushbox. Yeah, capital P. Pushbox destroyer. And then let me go like this. We go like this. Go like this. Go like this. And then go background transparency. Go like that. Text font. Let's make it be Sarpanch. And then text scaled. There. Okay. Now, what if I duplicate this and then just change what face it's on? Like, put this one on the back, so it's over here. And then this one on, I guess, the left. Nope, that was wrong. The right. Nope, that was wrong too. Must be bottom or top. There it is. Oh, Apparently that doesn't work. Okay, it's fine. We'll just have it on those two sides. Okay, then I just want to make it the right color. So let me open Tower of the Planets, because there is a pushbox section there that has pushbox destroyers of the color I like to make pushbox destroyers be. In the meantime, let's see what chat has to say about this. Make it spiky. That would kind of look too detailed, I feel like, compared to the rest of this, minus these button activated parts. I'm not even going to bother changing the window capture because it's literally just copy pasting a color. If I can even find it. Okay, here we go. Got the color, so now just go here and then just paste that in. There. And no long. Oh, okay. It doesn't exactly look how I thought it would with the desaturation, but I suppose. Wait, what? No, it's the same color and I don't have the desaturation right now. What? Must just be different lighting makes it look different. Oh, well, wait. It also needs to be smooth plastic. They didn't really fix it, but you know what? It's fine. As long as it is the right color, which should be 255, 115, 122, which it is, then we're good. Okay. Do I know how to do a backflip? No. Because there's no way to learn except by breaking my neck. So, yeah, I'd rather live. Okay, so it should now, if you try to take that skip by getting the push box just around that one stud. Also, let's see what it looks like with the desaturation. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It says push box destroyer, so that's good enough. Definitely more than the color, because it's not really a standard color. It's just what I personally like to use for push box destroyers. Yeah, cool. Okay, next skip. He sent this one in video form. I see. Okay. Yeah, so it's during this pushbox section as well, but you don't actually need the pushbox to do the skip. Allow me to demonstrate. Well, okay, I'll show you the intended route first, as otherwise it just looks like kind of random, like what is even going on there. So what you're supposed to do is do the pushbox section, which now you have to do the intended way. And then wait for the box. Oh, wait, you also need to press that button with this, which will probably have something to do with... I forget what that even does. Oh, yeah, okay, that activates... Don't fly away, please. Okay, well, it did. I think it got the push box. You're supposed to sit on the seat attached to that. Yeah, see, that brings the push box over there, and you're supposed to ride the seat with it. The purpose of the seat being button activated is so that you can't, like... ride the seat from here over to there, because this is before that. So, like, you come back to this spot to continue this pushbox section. The skip is that you can ride this and then go on top of the thingy, wait for it to turn, and then you can jump to there. Yeah, it is possible. Because, whoa. Yo. Hi, Roro, I just got here. What's happening? Citadel of Leon Laboratories building. At the moment, I'm fixing some skips that were brought to my attention. So, yeah, how do I fix this skip of being able to jump from that moving part to there without breaking this at all? Well, let's see. Here, you just you're supposed to only walk along this edge. So maybe if I just put like a barrier. It can even be invisible. Or I could just do a shadow block. Or I could do mesh, this texture. Let's do mesh, yeah. We'll do mesh and invisible parts. You'll see what I mean by that shortly. Let's first do that, and then let's take the mesh. When I say mesh, I don't mean like mesh parts. I mean this texture. Yeah, maybe I should... Well, they're the same word. So it could be either. Imply it from context, people. Anyways, we do that. Now you might... Well, that should patch it. Yeah, you... At worst, I think you could go into climbing animation along here. Yeah, but then, like... There'd be no way to get around that, surely. But... I think just to play it safe, I'm going to take an invisible part and put it like here. Yeah, it can go to like there. You don't walk on this part. This thing gets deactivated by the morpher over there, which allows this thing to fall into place, allowing you to walk along there. Okay, let's see if that patched it. Whoops. Okay, so you wait for it to spin around, and then... Oh, I did go into climbing animation. Okay, I saw it for a second, but I thought I didn't make it, so Okay, well, I've confirmed you can go into climbing animation. Apparently, I can't figure out how to use no-clip, though. There. Yeah, if you stop moving, you fall, so yeah, it seems that would be impossible. I think the only way you could theoretically skip it was if you somehow got around here with some crazy ladder walk around and then wall walked the rest of the way over there. Watch me wall walk it. Yeah, and at that point, that's like nil plus difficulty. Well, maybe not that high, I don't know. Definitely nothing below catastrophic. So at that point, I'm fine. If you're able to do that, then fine. You can skip this very brief section that isn't even that hard. Well, it is kind of a lot, isn't it? Okay, well, let's just see what it is that it skips. Yeah, you go down here and up below, yeah. Watch me slash dance 2 clip midair. Did I not? I guess I saved it right before I playtested it. Okay. I think at long last we are ready to begin work on floor 3. Yeah, it's pretty much just remember, you slowly take damage the whole time, so pretty much it just has to be this type of gameplay continued, but with some restrictions on things I can't do, such as puzzles, because you're taking damage the whole time. And I probably want to avoid long signs. Well, I definitely want to avoid like long signs. Unless it's like 3, it would need to be like 5 words or less. Something like reset pushbox or something like that. Maybe like spin the panel into position. That's 5 words, yeah. So that's like about as long as signs can be on this floor. So keep that in mind as I build the gameplay. But if I end up building a really cool puzzle that just doesn't fit here, all I can do is just move it later, which is fine. Speaking of moving things to later, I can actually steal a gameplay I did on Tower of the Planets. Give me 1 second. I gotta reopen that. Tower of the Planets, there you go. Roro, imagine making a task to do that skip. Do you mind if I make an obby like your Tower of the Planets? You may make a Tower of the Planets inspired obby. Okay. This time, looking at Tower of the Planets, I will show you what it is. So let me go to OBS and change the window capture to be this. Okay. Now you can see this this new UI. Okay. Oh, what is this? Where's the play here button? Does it not exist anymore? Nah, I gotta figure out how to fix this. Someone said how. Where's test here? Where is it? How do I get to like studio settings? File, studio settings. And then what is the setting I'm looking for? I know you guys can't see this. Sorry. I think I sent it on Tower Dev. No, general. Next Gen Studio Preview is the setting I'm trying to disable. Can I search? And of course, it just doesn't exist when I search for it. It's in beta settings. How do I get to that? Beta features. There we go. Oh, I can disable Next Gen Explorer too. Hold on, I might have misclicked something. Before it's trying to make me restart it. Where is it? Yeah, Next Gen Studio Preview is off. Next Gen Explorer is off. Save those, and then I have to restart Studio to have those changes take effect. So let me close all these and reopen them. In the meantime, while that loads, you're back. Hee 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 hee. Hello. The better UI. So much better. Okay, go to full screen. Okay, now that we have that figured out, here is... Oh, I don't have no clip. Okay, this was originally on the Jupiter floor. It's a spinning thing, and then you hit that button with the spinner. Oh, and then it just like moves up. That's why the button appears to have disappeared. It made sense in context where it was. The reason I removed it was to nerf the Jupiter floor. But that was like the last thing I did, so I didn't really have any, like, okay. Yeah, that's why I moved it to there to be used on a future tower later. Unlike the swinging platform, the swinging X-pusher thing that was here, but it was too RNG, so I moved it to later in the tower where I had gameplay I had to fill in. I moved it over here, and it's also over safety net now. Right, because this part wasn't that I had like those temporary conveyors between the planets. This part was like spammed wraparounds because I was feeling lazy when I built it originally. So I revamped the section to make it more interesting. It's all safety netted. It has like quite difficult jumps, but it's over safety net. And now includes this because this was like good. It was just too RNG to be on an outside. So safety net made that work well. Okay. Why did I come over here again? Oh yeah, it was about this. So if I take, what is this? This is a push box and then a push box button. So let's say I'm going to take this. And you know what, we'll take this too. And go Control C, and now I'm going to reopen Citadel of Leon Laboratories. I could do this no safety net. Are you building some sort of outside section? In Citadel of Leon Laboratories, No, I'm just taking this gameplay now because I built it previously, but it had to be removed, and then I didn't have anywhere else to move it to within Tower of the Planets. Oh, hold on. It's going to all be in the wrong folders. Okay, let's figure this out. This part, and this part. Those things, like parent, put them in obby. Collapse all. What else have we got? We got pushbox spawn button. That just needs to go here, so let me just move that folder. Oh, wait, this actually works quite well. If I just take button now, there are a lot more buttons, though. Okay, just parent, click that button. Scroll up a bit to wherever these are. In that folder, there we go. Now that should work fine. Does that reset it? Yes, and it does spin, and it does move up like that. I'll probably not make it do that, but there you go. Roro, I have a question. Okay. Let me close Tower of the Planets now, because I don't need it open anymore. I was looking at the wrong thing. Wait, no, I wasn't. Never mind. You guys are seeing the right thing. I think. Are you? No. Sorry. You are now, but you weren't. There. Okay, I transferred this to here now. So recap of what all that was. This was previously on Tower of the Planets, but then I removed it when I nerfed a section. And then just, like, put it somewhere and said, this will be used on a tower later that I build. And here it is. I might just rebuild this whole thing, like this whole client object, so as to have it better fit the theme. Like, this is a tilting platform. I'll probably make it a panel, one of them spinning panels, instead of that. But let me just go ahead and put it right here. It's at least there if I want to copy paste things from it. Yeah, cool. I didn't rotate that quite right. That's still not you know what? Good enough. So let's finally get to building some gameplay. I'd like it to be like as full as this. You know, that way we don't have a ton of gameplay here and then like hardly any here. I just kind of don't know where to start. Well, how did I start down here? Just like some of these. Sure. I guess I'll put some of these style platforms because this is kind of the only place I can when it's near the bottom, because elsewhere it would just have super long support beams that would just get in the way of everything I built below. Unless I build the support beams ahead of time, and also this isn't as tall. So how about we just start with that? Sure. Okay, we'll put one here, and then I don't want it to just be copy-paste. I want it to be slightly different. So let's just make it like a little bit longer. By 10 studs specifically. There we go. And then, you know, if I build these like at the start, then I can have them more prominent, like more of them, instead of just near the bottom. But I mean, I had things similar to them, such as up here. I mean, this was the same type of platform. There were just no support beams, because if I made that go down, it would just get in the way of everything down there. Unless I'd have built it previously, which I didn't. But I can do that now. Let me not copy paste everything, just these. Let's go like that. Not move the whole frame. Okay. I guess these can be like safety nets. Little safety netted sections. Then hold on. How did I want to do the support beams? I put them like a 2x2 space away from the edge. That's how I did that. In theory, when I copy pasted like these other ones, then moved them by the same amount, yeah, it preserved that scale. Note also the ones attached to the side walls, they are perfectly flat at the top, whereas the ones attached to the slanted walls, which are this wall and this wall, they are slanted at the top. So keep that in mind if I want to do like a push box or something. Create a tower in the shape of a big hammer that has one floor being ridiculously long. The rest of the tower is short. The rest of the tower, the hammer's handle. Tower of inconsistent floor lengths. Yeah. Well, we got one platform there. Let's do a smaller one, like up here. It's like this. Move a little bit closer up here. We'll go like this size. Okay. Make a little minigame section like that one tower on Ring 8, I think. What are you talking about? Which tower? I've played no towers in Ring 8. Did I put any of these on the other side? No, but I could... Wait, no, yeah, I did. This one's a little weird, though, because it's like 2 layers. It's fine, though. Let's go one here. And one here. Or one of these thingies. 0.5. And then scale these accordingly. But then also it's annoying me that it's by... Wait, is it? Was this one by point? Never mind. It's good. It's good. Why did it not select the things I wanted it to select? There we go. Let's put another one kind of overlapping a little bit. And then, hold on, I also don't want this to be exactly the same dimensions. Let's make it a little bit wider. There. And here, let's make this one on the thinner side. Like this. And then... Cool. This one... That, okay, needs to be a little bit wider then. Like that. Almost. Almost. Okay, we've got that set up now. Cool. That one where you gotta use Slashy Dance 2, I don't remember if it's on SMToH, Ito. Okay, so we've got those platforms around now. I want to do like one more on the edge here. Maybe I might want to avoid that and just put one of these max slope angle changers. Like, I made it work here, running along the side. I don't know. It was kind of janky. Yeah, I mean, with one floor, there's not really the space to do more than one, and at that point, yeah, maybe I'm just making up excuses so I don't have to. Here's what I'll do. This wall won't be devoid of platforms. But also, hold on, I think this would just look nicer if I went like this, and then moved all these to match there. That way, yeah, that way that's just one line. I think that looks a bit nicer than how it was before. Then I can copy paste one from over here. Let's get like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I'm counting the parts. It doesn't really matter that. Okay, and then we'll put this like kind of towards the middle. Like there. And just kind of move these out of the way for a second. Or for a second. Then let's go something like this. This one's going to be extending a lot further away from the wall. Then we're going to put like a shadow block along here. So as to prevent walking towards the max slope angle changer on the wall. Which, if you don't know what the max slope angle changer does, it is a custom client object I made so that if you try to climb up this wall, then you just like slide back down. But I did use that a bit in the gameplay as well. As you can see when you do that. Okay, so I got that set up now. There will be a shadow block along here though. Okay, so this thing resets the max slope angle. That way, when you slide down and then you reach the bottom, you are able to walk up slopes again. Okay, this one goes all the way up to the ceiling, but it's 2 floors worth, so I need to make it 100 studs fewer. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true because of how the safety net is, so never mind. Instead, I just do, in fact, need to count this distance, which I can just do that. Well, it's 0.5 difference. Yeah. 14 studs should be the difference between the this and then the next thing. So place this there. That should now be, it should have been 14.5. Now it's 0.5, which means there is a 14 stud gap. There we go. So what this could do, or what this is supposed to do, is if you fall like from up here and then land on the slanted part, you'll slide down. You might catch yourself, well, you could only catch yourself on things pretty much attached to the wall. So you could, theoretically, if you fell like here, you could slide down and land here. Then you'd be on the wrong side of that shadow block. So I could put like just a truss or like a free little way to get back, or I could maybe put like a conveyor to push you off. Because you also have no jump. Like if you have a max slope angle of 0, it doesn't let you jump. It's a very good way to prevent that from happening. Plus I can kind of see how many people will learn to clutch on the wall. What you can do is you can like push yourself against this wall and then like slide up slowly. So I put this teleporter to prevent that. If you try to do that, you just get teleported back to the bottom. I won't worry that, so that is possible here. I won't worry too much about that at the moment though. Okay. So we got that set up. Now I guess we're ready to get building actual gameplay. Finally. Let's go like here. Yeah, I just don't remember if I copy pasted it exactly from down there, if I moved it at all. But now I can make sure it's different. So, yeah, how do I want to start? We could do like a push box thing along the floor or something. Yeah, what should I do along the floor to make it more interesting than just floor? Shadow section maze. There are many options. But it's also slanted, so keep that in mind. Decisions. let's see. It should be kind of easy because you just are doing the heal part. I think I put a warning here. Yeah. On the next floor, you'll slowly take damage. The only way to out-heal it is via that looks like an O. Maybe I should choose a different word. Is via the heal parts scattered throughout the floor. Yeah, the text font just makes that look goofy. So let me not use the word via. Is with the heal parts scattered throughout the floor. Okay. Ice part, no jump part, shadow blocks, push boxes. I don't know what to do. What should I do? No way, he's actually building gameplay. I could do like a no jump panel spam thing. This was a push box, not a no jump, but I could do something similar to this. Panel maze with shadow parts. That could be cool, actually. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Maybe not taking the entire floor. But then if I don't take the entire floor, I gotta fill the rest of it with something. Maybe. It would just look kind of weird, I feel like, having half the floor have a bunch of panels everywhere, but then the other half not. And when I say floor in this case, I mean the bottom here. I could just do some, like a path maybe leading to, like, taking this path over to there or something. Sure. I suppose that works if nothing else. So, let me get some shadow blocks from somewhere. Well, that's kind of a bad place to copy paste from because they're kind of weird there. Let's grab this one and let's grab this part. I think these ones are relatively normal. Yes. Then for the purpose of building this just for a second, let me make that be like 0.6 so I can see it. I can barely see it. 0.1. Now I can't tell that it's transparent. 0.3. There. Okay. Let's start the shadow blocks here. Keep in mind you won't be able to jump. Although maybe you could. Well, no, if you could jump, you could go up the slanted panels because they will be slanted. So no jump. Do I want to immediately start this with a no jump, though? I kind of have to. That's kind of the best way to do that. So, I suppose, yeah. Now let me outline the path using these. Then I'll put the invisible parts on later. Let's not make it be super simple of a path. Whoops, I just deleted that. There, I did duplicate. Okay. It'll roughly follow what I did, but not just like 3 turns. It'll be a few more than that. Let's go like here. Then we'll go like over here. With the maze ending roughly here. Now you would be able to go on top of the maze possibly. Well, yeah, you would once you're past that part. Could put kill bricks on top of it or something. It wouldn't really matter. It wouldn't affect anything, but just something to consider as I continue building this. There. Okay, so that's kind of the path. Does look a bit simple over here. Let's do this. So there we go. I won't worry about putting the shadow blocks in place. I think I'll just do that at the end, but I'll leave that there so it makes that slightly easier when that time comes. So now, we'll just imagine I don't have no jump at the moment. I pretty much just need to, like, spam panels everywhere, but then also put, like, shadow blocks kind of serving the same function as these do here. Well, let me show you exactly how this works before we build that. Yeah, I think this is good because it's sort of expanding on this idea here. Right here we had like the panel spam. No. Why is that like annoying all the time? Maybe I need to fix that because it's like doesn't really work that well. And it still didn't hit the button. Yeah, there's not a good way to fix that, though, aside from just deleting the whole thing and trying again. There, okay, I hit the button now. So these things come into place, and then you can... So does this thing. Then you gotta respawn the push box and get it through here. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of how you do that. And see how these blocks, like, prevent it from spinning? We're going to do that, but with, like, some shadow blocks. So, it will kind of form a maze. It'll take forever to get this functioning fully, but that's the idea. And then we'll scatter the heel parts throughout. So let's start with a part here. Just one shadow block. And I guess I should go ahead and get these in place. And let's also just go ahead and decide how tall I want to make them. We'll go 18. I like 18. There. Because it's going to be a lot easier now to change what height they're all going to be before I start copy-pasting things than it will be later. Okay, so let's take a panel. And then, how far did I space these above here? It was like, I think, well, just go where it's easier to see. Is that half a stud or one stud? That's half a stud, I think. Yeah, that's half a stud. So, that's 0.5. 0.5, there we go. Okay. Well, if I didn't position that right. If we move it over, like... one stud. How's the whole beating Toka thing going? I got to the end of floor 5 and then failed an easy jump and then Roblox started crashing. So I figured it wasn't worth continuing to try playing. Well, I gave up and then went to do Tower of Slipping and Sliding. Then Roblox crashed on like floor 9. So I was like, this can't be worth risking. So now we're building COLL until I end the stream, which I'll probably go for about 20 more minutes. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours? Yeah. That's roughly how long I do these streams for. I might stream tomorrow, too. I could. I don't have anything to do. But also sleeping in sounds nice. But also sleeping until 2 p.m. as I would do. Then I'd not be able to fall asleep until like 3 a.m. Then I would only get like 5 hours of sleep before school on Monday. This is a real problem here. Anyway, yeah, we can see how that kind of works, and then they'll also run into each other. And yeah, it took forever to get this working in a way that I liked. So this could take even longer, and will, because it's taking, or because it's such a wider amount of space. But yeah, I mean, kind of just spam things until, well, no, because a Robloxian can fit through as thin as like 0.9 studs of a gap, whereas a push box would be only like 3 studs. And I can't really make this a push box because it's slanted. I could. It would just be kind of annoying. But also, I already did that here. So I want it to be a Robloxian maze. Let's just see what I can do. Let's start it out simple. How about that? That way I'm not just spamming the entire, or spamming a million panel thingies. Okay, so if I make a 0.5 stud gap, you can't really fit through that. I'm pretty sure you can't, unless you use like some weird glitch. So I'll put some of these invisible parts in place already so I can get an idea of how this works. So yeah, you spin that, but then we're also seeing, okay, well, hold on. Let's suppose you just reached this floor and you're experimenting with the healing. Now that I kind of look at this, I kind of do like it if these aren't shadow blocks, but you can see these walls. That's an aesthetic decision I'll deal with later. But we want to sort of slowly introduce how this maze is going to work. So you can see here, you might have to spin a wall to get beyond it, but then there also might be parts blocking its spinning. So now that we've introduced that idea, let's rotate this 90 degrees. Let's see, let's go like this, and then go like this. Maybe like that. And then let me try putting like, let's try that. The sort of axis of rotation for those should be like blocked on each other. Yeah. Like they can only spin that far in that direction and only that far in that direction. That can be another thing we can sort of introduce. Another idea of two parts like right next to each other, kind of their maximum places you can spin them to, they're kind of parallel like that. Probably makes no sense what I just said, but wait, you can just climb up the wall? You're the one who showed me how to do that. You said COLL swag root. Here, let me temporarily remove this to show what it was. What you could do is just like do this the whole way. It was really slow, but you could do it. Well, you were. It was possible, so it probably still is. But yeah, and then you just slowly go up the whole way until you got up to here, and then just went there. Yeah. Or wait, are you asking about, like, here? Because if you are, it's no jump, so that's why. You might still be able to, though. Can you? Or is it too angled? Let's see. Well, no, I can't change the max slope angle. Wait, actually, never mind, I could make this work. Suppose I set the max slope angle to 0 during the no jump, which inherently makes it no jump as well, because you can't jump if you have a max slope angle of 0 for some reason. Well, it gave me it back because I hit the thing, but yeah, see, now you can't go up there, so. But if I set the max slope angle to, like, 50, then that means you're not going to be able to get up here, but you will be able to get up here. I think you will be able to jump, though. That's fine, though, because I can just use one of these. Let's experiment with that real quick, because I probably will do that just to be safe. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what I just did was this will be positioned or placed like here with all these other parts to make it so your max slope angle is changed. You'll also be unable to jump. So now I can be sure it's going to be impossible to get up this slope. At least I would think. Because if you get there, then you just slide down. But the max slope angle is high enough that you can still go up this 10-degree slope. Now you can jump up this, but that's fine because you won't be able to jump. There might be a better number to set this at, though. Like, suppose I set it to like... If I set it to like 11, which means you can walk up... Pretty much you can walk up the floor and nothing else. That's probably the safer thing to do, unless if things get a bit more complicated with this maze, like over there, and I use some slanted parts, like more than I have so far. If I do, I can change that as necessary, though. And just out of curiosity, what if I set it to 10, exactly the slope of the floor? I can still walk on it, but if it were any steeper, like 10.00001, that'd still be too steep, and I'd slide down. It shouldn't break, but just to be safe, I'll make it 1 degree, which shouldn't affect anything realistically. There. So cool. And I'll just leave that there for the time being. Now, what can I do over here? Probably nothing. So, yeah, there's like nothing to put here. Or like, because you're going that way. So like, what would I do? Except like a button, but I kind of don't want to do buttons yet. So. If nothing else, we'll just put a kill brick, because, yeah. That or, well, dang it. Just... If I can click the right things and have the right move snap to grid, thank you. If I just, like, click the right things. There, if I do that, that kind of, there. Okay, then I can still put a kill brick, though, because why not? Okay. So this, yeah, you can still, like, get through, like, even this gap you probably could. Yeah, this is going to be more complicated than the one with the push box, because, like, I got to make sure there's no spaces wider than, you know, 2 studs, or one, like, 1 stud. I mean, less wide than 1 stud. Nope, I did mean the, I can't speak, never mind. As you can see here, you can't get through there. Okay, so this one can spin freely if these ones are in the right position. If these are locked in this position, then this can't spin freely. So if I have it start in this position, well, you would have to spin it like that. So if I put another block to prevent that, well, let's see. Hold on. There. So I want to start them in that position, I think. So let's try that. So take this, rotate it approximately like that. Take this, rotate it approximately like that. Yes. And then take this, rotate it approximately like that. There. That's how I just had that. So now they start like this, and if you try to spin this way, then you can't. But, well, you can spin it like this, and then that's super easy. So, rewind to... Come on. Rewind it to like that. So if I put something to prevent you from spinning it this way, such that you have to spin it this way, here, from this side, and thus move these, that would be nice, I think. That would be a good little puzzle there. So let me try just putting a block, like, right here. Well, kind of want it to be aligned with the stud floor, so we'll move it one stud, like, that should be good. Okay. Okay, try to spin it this way, it doesn't work. Well, you can still fit through that gap, because of course you can. Try to spin it this way, doesn't work. Fine. So you have to spin these. You know what? This is fine, whatever. I think this works. Unless I move this over half a stud. Or like most of a stud. Let's go like point... Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty much impossible, now that I think about it, to try and keep these aligned with studs, given that any space wider than a single stud you can fit through. Okay, so spin it this way. You can fit through that if you spin those out of the way. Not exactly what I had in mind. Although... Idea. What if I take this and move it over to go up against here? It's not going to be perfectly aligned, but it's fine. The stud texture will look a little goofy, but it's going to be invisible later on anyway, so that's fine. That being like cut in half or cut in a quarter is fine. What am I looking for? Here we go. Chat. No one's said anything. Okay. Make sure I keep an eye on that. If you want to ask a question, go ahead. There. So, hold on. Reset it. Probably just start it again. So I can see what's... Yeah. So, you try to go through here. This way. You can, if you get those spinned out of the way. But the only way to get this through here is to spin those out of the way and then go like this. So if I put something over here that's worth getting to, that would be nice. Could be a button. I guess we can do a button. This is the second time we've had the consideration of a button to fill in space. Or like make space be not useless. So yeah, we can go like this. Then set this to be 1. Like that. Okay, yeah. So we put a path along here that leads somewhere. I mean, that is a good question of where should that lead to and why. Well, it's going to have to be a button or something. Either a button or something like a button. Because otherwise it's just another path for no reason. But we can have it sort of go... into another area. So, hold on. Something like this. There. So you would kind of follow that path, although it's just a walking simulator, which is probably worth avoiding. Roro, how do you feel about the new studio being forced upon us in June? What? Why can't we just use the same UI we've used for years and just not change it? Because it's perfectly fine. Well, okay, hold on. There's hope. It says, our next goal is to leave beta in early June when we'll fully replace the UI with the old one. Technically, that could mean something goes wrong. So there's hope for us yet. Just like how there's hope that that new building they're building somewhat near my house isn't a Starbucks or Chick-fil-A, which would make the morning traffic like 10 times worse. They haven't said what it is yet, so we can hope it's nothing like that. Because that's going to mean I can no longer get up at 7:59 a.m., 1 minute before school starts. Well, 26 minutes before school starts. Okay, yeah, so anyway, we want to avoid walking simulator. I could make it like a conveyor or something. Actually, you might be able to somehow like lodge and get through the space. That would be bad. So we'll make it 3 studs to ensure that's not possible. Actually, 2 studs I think is impossible already. But 3 studs gives us a little bit more options for avoiding walking simulator. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to want to make it be wider spaces. So, hold on. Let's go like this and delete that. That's more space here and leaves minimal walking simulator. So, now I can take this and put like a panel here. But remember, we can't leave a space of more than a stud because you can fit through that. Well, if it's slanted, that could be different. Okay, hold on. Ideas. We're going to go like this. That way we have a 1 stud space here, since that matches up with the width of the panels. And we want to avoid a 2 stud gap. For here, we actually want it wider than a stud. That way you can't, like, lodge or do anything weird like that. So, there we go. Now we've avoided thin hallway looking things, which should prevent lodges. So you can spend that now. What if I put this like right on the edge? Let's see. We're gonna need one of these to go ahead and test how this is gonna work. It's 0.75. Of course it is. Why is it 0.75? Because I set it on the other one. I just copy paste. Go like this. Cool. Playtest here. Okay. Now we can get an idea of how this is going to work. So you can't spin it that way, which means you can't get it through there. And you also can't turn it. So that's actually impossible at the moment. Unless I get something else working. If I could put some way to spin it. This could be an interesting idea. What if I attach like a handle sort of thing to this? Probably made of just smooth, or this material. Let me go Control C. Actually, it would be easier to just duplicate this since it's already welded and such, and then just delete those. There, make sure the weld constraint works as I think it does. Yes. We'll go size 111 to make it easier to scale for the moment. If I do something like that, well, not exactly. Never mind. Hold on. If I do something like this, and then maybe move it down a little bit so that no, that's not gonna work either. Oh, and I want it can't collide true also. CCT, there we go. Can you make a kit for fan-made SMToH towers? I probably won't, but I might. So hold on, by having this handle, which you can get over, like climb over, such that you would. This isn't really effectively testing it because we don't have that other wall there. So let me put that there real quick. Like that. Okay, so you can't spin it that way. By turning like this, you can spin it a little bit that way, but then you can't get through there. Because this gets caught on there, right? And because this gets caught on the corner. So what would be the best way to kind of make... So, like, the whole spinner is blocked by this wall. And going this way, it's blocked by there and almost this hitting this wall. Okay. Let me try something. I have an idea. This is kind of what this sort of maze is going to be like, building this, just kind of experimenting with random ideas until I get something I like. There, okay, what is it getting caught on now? Now the handle is getting caught. If it weren't getting caught, this would be able to spin... Wait, like a lot... Editing that wasn't even necessary, so hold on. Let me temporarily add a string value, call it set collision group, and set this to only collide with players. And go copy and then paste it into the other one of these. Now that should be able to phase through the shadow block, but not through me. So, yeah. You can spin that just a little bit further. Well, now you kind of get stuck a little bit. If I could move, thank you, we'll just do it like that. Suppose we had it like that. Yeah, you can spin it a little bit further because I took out the corner piece. So if you were to spin it just right, yeah, you still can't really fit. Okay. Next idea. We'll leave that with those collision groups because I did have that earlier idea, like a few minutes ago. Just didn't say it, but I did think of it, of the handle possibly phasing through the wall. Now I want to see what happens if I get rid of that, now that I see how that just played out. So let me delete those and try this. So you try to spin that. What? Hold on. Put the wall back. Like that. Okay, so you can't fit through there because the handle gets stuck. Maybe just get rid of the handle altogether. Maybe now that... Maybe we should... I've been overthinking this. And I think maybe it's fine. You try to spin it that way. Oh, you can't. You gotta fit it through here. And then... Oh, wait, but you can't get through this wall. Yeah, you actually can't get through that space. Probably. It might be... Yeah, but... What can I do about that? I could just move the wall over, like, 0.25 and kind of... Like, yeah, if you could fit through that, I think that would be good. So you gotta spin it like that and then kind of fit through there. Cool. I think that's a good place to stop. We built a little bit of gameplay, but we also fixed a bunch of shortcuts and kind of set up this floor for lots of gameplay to be built later. So I'm going to end the stream there. Now, don't worry, this isn't all the Roro Studios content you're going to get for the day, because immediately after I end the stream, I will post Citadel of Pyramid Escapades Part 1, which I finished editing yesterday, so yeah. I need to disable the emote wheel. I will do that later. So, yeah, let's get in the stream. Make sure to go watch Cope Part 1. It's a good video. You're going to enjoy it. So, yeah. I might stream tomorrow, or I might not. So, yeah, whatever comes first, video or live stream. Well, the next thing is Cope Part 1. Yeah, what do I want to say? Okay. I'll see you in Cope Part 1, and have a great day. There, we'll just end it at that. Good, yay.